Hi everyone, this is Myrna, and I hope that you're having a great morning. I woke up this morning and I think I listened to You're Triggered. I have to check my own history. If I didn't, I'll go back and listen to her. And of course, Flower Tower, because I don't know, it's becoming a morning thing to just listen to them. I don't generally comment. I will just give a like. And the reason for that is because I watch my television and it's just not very easy to do it that way. But, I'm very supportive, or yeah, I'm somewhat supportive. I'll be more supportive, well, as soon as possible. But anyway, I woke up and I found this really interesting video by Ricardo Ignatius. And I guess he's Hispanic because I don't know why this showed up in my feed, but I think it's interesting. I guess that shows you how accurate the feed is. But anyway, the title was Black Women Are Not Attractive. Now, the good thing, I guess, no, I've always felt like that. I don't care if black men or anybody else finds me attractive. Um, I care if they bother me. I care if they come and say something horrible about me. I guess that maybe that's how everybody feels. But anyway, is this black guy? I guess he's a mixed black guy, and he's saying that he doesn't find black women attractive. And Ricardo up here is saying, well, that's because you have been indoctrinated or whatever. And yeah, I would agree with that. And this woman here is representing dark skinned women and saying that, well, I don't care myself what you think of me, but I know it hurts the younger generation. And to me, it's all kind of like I think you pay men way more attention than they've actually earned. It'd be different if they really were protectors and producers who brought their strength back to the community, but generally they don't. So to me, that means like, who cares what you think? I care if you bother me, but your thoughts, as long as you're sitting over there thinking whatever you think, you're cool with me. You don't have to find me attractive because my life does not revolve around you. Now that is my thing. I understand that's not everybody's thing, but the thing is, to me, if you really examine it, this would be the best way to get rid of a particular race. You would take the ones who are the most easily indoctrinated and you would say, okay, you're absolutely right to not like your women. I'm going to give you a mic and a few $1,000,000 so you can not only contaminate yourself further, but you can go out and you can reach the world with your ideal about your own women suck. Okay, yeah, that's one part of it. The second part of it is the others of you who you don't really so much care about your women sucking or whatever, but even if you really do think your women are beautiful, but you'll take money to say otherwise. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you money too. And I'm going to give you very large platforms where you can go out and tell everybody how much your women suck. Now, you might not honestly believe it. You might not care about women one way or the other, but you'll do it for money. Okay, so you got that part of the population influencing other people. Now, there will be some who are still left. What you do then is you go get men from other races and you get them to say, yo, black woman, I think you're beautiful. Come on over here to me. So she goes over to you, and now you have even more mixed race people. You get them coming from the men, you get them coming from the women, and pretty soon, just like what you're saying now, a woman right here who maybe 30 years ago would not have been considered dark skinned, she'd have been considered brown skinned. So what you're doing is you're making the black race lighter because of outside influences and weak-minded people, and also people who will sell out for anything. So, I'm not saying it's even conscious on everybody's mind, but I do think what Ricardo said about black men being indoctrinated is it makes a lot of sense. But I also think, and my reference is for the most part biblical, I really think that we have been warned that this kind of thing would happen. And to me, mixed race people, at one point, I did think, because I was raised that way, like you said, indoctrinated, not so much by my family, but by the school system. Because I remember in third grade, there was a family of mixed race people. And what the teacher did, because somebody, probably a girl, told the other mixed race girl, you're not black or something like that. So the teacher made us all line up according to color. And she said, this is what black looks like. It goes from the palest pale to the darkest dark. So for the longest, I kind of accepted that until it kind of started in junior high school, where to me, the lighter skinned girls were bullies. They were bullies and leaders, which means that they could influence other people to be bullies. And I've always been soft spoken, so yeah, I kind of got a little bit of that smoke in junior high. Then in high school, it was a total hierarchy with the light skinned girls on top. Light skinned girls were, I was an honorary member. They accepted me. I'm not quite sure why. I'm not light skinned and I have 4C hair. But yeah, I didn't know how deep this ran until high school, where I saw, okay, all the light skins are supposed to be the light skinned girls. Excuse me. They run everything. Next comes, to a certain extent, brown skinned guys, brown and dark skinned, especially if they were athletes. Now, it was kind of weird because the light skinned guys kind of got some play because, you know, because they're light skinned. But nobody was turning down dark skinned men, boys either, especially if they were athletes. At the bottom was brown and dark skinned girls, which, like I said, I don't know why. Initially, I was an honorary member, kind of the light skinned ones, but I never really thought of it that way. I tended to think that this is the black race, so why is it that people are being teased for being black? That doesn't make sense. That's not logical. Well, I think, it is logical when you consider how the plot is against you for having dark skin and having black features. So, so, like I said, I thought this was fascinating. Now, my own thoughts about light skinned people have kind of changed, and I don't see the difference between mixed race and light skin. Because when I look at the slave pictures, the actual people who were brought over here from Africa, they were all dark skinned. So to me, if you are not dark skinned, like this woman here, but you're saying that you're still black, well, to me, you're mixed with black, which I don't think is the same as being black. But, and also I looked at it biblically where the mixed people who resulted from the Israelites going after foreign women were not considered Israelites. They were called Samaritans from the tribe not of Judah, the other tribe. So, the tribes, rather. So, my thoughts then were, okay, well, I guess, light skinned people are like a separate race. But the thing is, with slavery, people have gotten so mixed so many different ways. Unless they are where you look at them and you don't think immediately black, like this woman here, I would think Hispanic or possibly, having no black at all. So you get this kind of mixture, and I think, like, I did my ancestry and it said, I think 85 to 92% African, so, but they say the average black person is 20% European. I'm not, as far as I know, I don't really care much one way or the other. I'm just saying that it makes it all rather confusing as to who you consider black or not. Like, I got the impression this guy here is mixed, but I wouldn't immediately think mixed when I saw him. I would think black, just regular black. So, I'm not trying to backtrack because I do tend to feel like when people who look like this young lady here say they're black, it is making the whole idea of the black race be kind of like a dump all. You just throw anybody who walked past a black person into the race. And I think that you'd like to have more pride in yourself, the same way everybody else has pride in their race. And even within the black race, if you are brown skinned, what is generally considered brown, and you say, no, I'm light skinned, people will check you. But the other way around, if you say, I am, I'm black, even though you look like her, people will not check you. People, well, some will, but for the most part, we're taught, like I said, from grammar school or from our family or from just looking at TV or listening to rap music, we're taught that anybody can be black. And I do think it is a problem that came from, well, it came from inside and outside. I really do think that white people, and I'm talking historically, I think they saw a weakness and they found a way to exploit it. For a fact, I still think they're doing it with rap music and such that said it was okay. It's even wonderful with like Red Pill and all this other stuff where black men come out and say, we don't like you, you're ugly. And I think it's also part of the plot to have non-black men come and say, no, baby, come over here. I'll be with you. So it's all part, to me, it looks like it's possibly all part of a plot of some sort to dilute you and to eventually get rid of you. But I always reserve the right to be wrong, could be wrong. And I also have nothing against light skinned men, to be truthful. I kind of like light skinned men. I think some of them are really cute. But then again, I think dark skinned men are really cute. My ex husband was dark skinned, but I also think that they truly, truly don't like black women. But, again, that is a generalization. But like I said, I found this fascinating because I kind of look at it from a bird's eye view. I'm not getting that involved. I don't care that much about black men's, I don't care if they hate us or not. I just care if they bother us. But I could say that's an age thing, but to a certain extent, I've always felt that way. If you don't like me, then leave me alone. Go away. So this is just something to think about. But like I said, I found it amazing. Oh, and I do still really like the analogy of your identity as a black woman being like a house. It's your house. It's got your address on it. But someone who had more social power than you came and said, you know what, here's my daughter, and I don't want to claim her as being one of me, so I'm going to throw her in your house. And you're like, what? No, she's not one of me. She's just as much you as she is me. Why are you throwing her here? And she says, well, you know what? Because I'm better than you. Because my daddy says I'm better than you. Or my mama says I'm better than you. And what's more, I'm taking over your house. And the ones of you who look really African, I'm kicking them out. I'm saying you can't be that dark unless you're African. That's what I'm going to do. So that is kind of the problem I have with them. It's like, hey, you're a guest in my house. Calm yourself down. But no, you're told not only do you have a right to my house, you have a right to feel superior to me in my own house. So that is the problem I have, particularly with light-skinned women. Now, when you look at Chris Brown, light-skinned guy, yeah, some of them you can't be bothered with either. And why do you have the right to claim blackness when you're not black? And if you're gonna claim blackness, can you at least be nice about it? But that is just how I see it. You can see it whatever way you want. I would appreciate comments. That would be nice. I would appreciate a like because it did take some time to even say this. But either way, you guys have a great rest of your day.